Hello everybody and welcome to the Can-Am Holiday Volleyball Showcase held at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Centre. This afternoon's match is between the Lewis University Flyers and the Trinity Western Spartans. My name is Josh Nickel, a proud partner of this event with the Passing Nines podcast. Joining me is Mike Chumley. Friends of the show would recognize Mike Chumley. Played at Dalhousie, coached at York, been around the volleyball community, great insight. So you and I nodding our heads once again as the lineups released. I think this is, many have predicted, this is going to be the best match of the showcase, and they are playing their guys right now.
Yeah, top 7 guys on for both sides. Probably the 2 best teams in North America, so this is a great opportunity for both teams.
So Lewis so far 1-3 both times. Trinity beat Long Beach in 5 and then handled UCLA, which was a great match, but did take it down 3 straight. We're in for a good one right now, so thanks for joining us not only on the live stream through Sports Canada TV, but also through CBC. So in for a good one as Jesse Elser with Trinity Western gets us started. And we'll see Intensis back for Lewis to serve. And we got the matchup we wanted. I can't wait to see Mitchum against Jackson Howe the whole game. Lepke with the off speed there, earns one early, tied at 1-1. And there's Jackson Howe for Trinity back to serve. What a dig by Jesse Elser. Trinity unable to control that, but nice to see somebody finally get a dig off of Tyler Mitchum, who's just been hammering balls all week here at the showcase.
Yeah, Elser with a big dig in zone 5. Set the ball a little bit too far outside the antenna, a little too tight. Want to keep the ball inside the pins on second contact for sure.
So as mentioned, this is a showcase versus, say, a tournament that would have a final. 4 teams from the NCAA, 4 teams from U Sports. Did that find a way? Yes, it did. Lewis able to turn that one in.
Yeah, one thing you're going to notice right away is the style of Lewis being a very blue-collar, serving and blocking type team with a real emphasis on taking ball. Trinity will play a very similar style with a lot of more of read blocking and taking a little bit more zone as opposed to ball, but both teams very similar on how they block. But there'll be a lot of stuff at the net today.
And called on the net, and Coach Dan Friend does not agree with that one. Thought Coonan controlled that one well as Derek F. from Trinity went up to battle with that one. That was Bouger with a tough serve from Lewis.
Yeah, maybe his left knee hitting the bottom of the tape, maybe, but tough one to tell. Ryan's from Wisconsin. Pretty unheralded player, USA volleyball player now, 2-time All-American.
Big boy, list him as 6'9", 200.
Yeah.
Nice serve by Epp. Mitchum handles that one. Nice choice by calling there. Rewards Mitchum for the pass. You rarely see the middles handle the first ball like that. Nice job by Lepke to help out there for Trinity. Mitchum's going to attract a lot of attention here. Missed serve by Epp. And we'll see Mitchum go back to serve for Lewis. And TJ Murray is the other middle here for Lewis University Flyers. Nice pass by Elser. Shanko hits a continue. Coonan goes high off hands. Nice dig there by Lowen. And that's Eric Lepke. I'm sure we'll be saying his name a lot this afternoon. Blast one into 5 there for the kill.
Yeah, watching these 2 animated benches are going to be pretty interesting too. Both these benches love to celebrate, love to get involved. So a lot of similarities between the teams. A little bit different approach, but very similar.
It's a great serve by Eric Lepke. Who's able to handle that one. Calling not afraid to go on 2. Kern flushes that one down for Trinity. As we mentioned, going to be a very entertaining athletic style of volleyball we're about to witness this afternoon. Many have predicted the best match of the showcase. That's Lepke into the net. We're tied at 5. Kevin Colley back to serve, the 6'8" setter for Lewis. Nice job by Kern to squeeze that one through. I think Kunin thought he had him on that one.
Yeah, I thought he had him too, but seemed to go through the hands, through the net. Yep, right down his armpits on the other side.
Pearson Shinko back to serve for Trinity. He's going to spin serve. Nice job there by our lines people catching that one. Pierce hammering that ball.
Yeah, he was hammering those in warm-up, catching the line like that, so I'm not shocked that he grabbed that line for a serve.
Here's one of the many athletes who's got some national team experience. He spent the summer with the Canadian B team. Hits that one to the net. As we'll see, Ryan Kunin, the Lewis bench likes to give it to him. They like to fire up for his serve. See if we get much of the same in this match. A little help from the tape. And that caught him on the way out. Yes, it did. Jacob Kern testing the block there. Couldn't get out of the way. Nice turn by Bougie in the Lewis block. Already some great adjustments by both sides. Another tough serve by Kunin. Lepke able to handle that. And there's Jackson Howe. What a treat he's been to watch. Very athletic middle. Also got some national team experience. He's with the Canadian B team as well. Kunin struggles with that one, and Elser with the cute little jump volley there to terminate. Nice job by Kern to earn the overpass.
The setter thought he was going to hit the ball, just gave a little dinky behind him. I don't even know if the setter saw the ball land. Nope.
That one hooks just out of bounds.
Yeah, both Kern and Epps have a hybrid type serve. Sometimes they float, sometimes they toss, sometimes they'll toss with two hands, spin serve it, sometimes throw it with spin, hit it with float. So they're definitely trying to catch these guys off guard.
TJ Murray with the float serve for Lewis. Mitchum with the answer. Once again, one of the matchups I'm looking forward to is watching Tyler Mitchum versus Jackson Howe, both middles. High caliber on both teams.
One thing fans at home will notice too is that in the NCAA, both coaches are allowed to stand and sort of operate simultaneously. You'll see that a lot with Brian Johnwick. He's a former director of boys volleyball at Sports Performance, so he's ran large volleyball programs in his life. He's been with Lewis for 5, 6, 7 years now. This is his first year as full-time assistant, so you'll see him heavily involved considering some of these kids came from his program as youth.
Here's Jackson Howe getting the best of that one. Trinity leads 10-9 early on in this first set. Jesse Elser back to serve. A little bit of a miss hit. One sails off the curtain at the back.
Yeah, that's the cheeky play at the net, and now the Foomer out the back. That's usually how it goes in volleyball.
Dallin Intensis back to serve, the right side for Lewis. App chooses to dump that one over on two. Lewis able to control. Bougie swatted by Howe. That's more Bougie's game. Nice swing. Trinity able to get the dig here, but called on the nets.
Great decision by Epp to dump the ball deep. Unfortunately, it was sort of more into the 5-6 seam instead of getting it tucked in right into the corner. If he got that a little bit more towards the corner in 5, I think he would have scored.
Lewis takes the lead, 11-10.
Again, big setters, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", big guys on second contact.
And there's some speed out of the back row as Kern takes that one down. Jackson Howe back to serve. He's going to hit a float. Kunin handles that. Bougie blasts that one as Jackson Howe guides that one to the track above here at T-Pask. Bougie will go back to serve.
Yeah, big recruit out of California, was a youth national team member. Really tough to get kids from California to go to the Midwest, but Kyle's one of them, and he's poised for a really breakout year.
Hammers that one as Elser has a little bit of trouble with it. Lepke able to bring it back in, joust at the net. Lepke, nice dig. Kern gonna get a swing here for Trinity. Blast that up the 5-6 seam. What a shot.
Yeah, 1.5 step approach, just blasts it. That's a big block too. That's the biggest block they can put up. Yeah.
Epp hits the hybrid here. Bougie handles that. Great dig by Elser on Mitchum. That's twice he's got him early on. Kern has to jump volley that one just to hit a continue. Lewis in tempo here. Coonan hammers that down the line. Epp couldn't handle it. The bench showing some love there for Ryan Coonan. What a shot.
Yeah, Kern was a little late developing establishing that outside block just a little bit, and he hit it straight down the line off Epp's foot.
There's Tyler Mitchum back to serve. That's going to sail long. All tied up at 13. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out in this first set, making small adjustments here or there.
Watch for the overload offense coming out of Lewis right now with the inside shoot overload.
Lefty hammers that one, but finds the net. Setter calling back to serve for Lewis. Nice pass by Lowen. They run their overload of their own, and that's Elser taking care of it. Great
yeah, that was a
tempo.
really nice tempo ball to the left side. Once again, Jesse gets his hips facing to zone 4-5, snaps across his body down the line. Just perfect technique.
Schenko with the spin serve. Another good one. Coonan out of the right side this time. Blasts one off the hands out area 5. He'll go back to serve. 15-14 Lewis early on as we approach the technical timeout at 16. Nice pass by Lepke. They reward him with the pipe, but Coonan's got that. He'll hit a continue. Great cover by Lowen. Elser with a bit of a miss hit there. Nice force by Epp to back set that to area 4. Couldn't connect there. Nice slowdown on Lewis on Jackson Howe there. Showing that they've done their research, able to slow him down early on.
I like the idea of what Jesse was trying to do. Number 3, trying to go for that high seam. Block was closing a little late. Just looked like he missed hit it, but overall, a pretty good idea by Elser.
As we head into this technical timeout, it's brought to you by First Point Volleyball Foundation, proudly growing boys and men's volleyball wherever they see a need. Now you mentioned Bougie from California. Lewis has been able to recruit the whole country here, and I'd say about 15 years ago, if you wanted a better than average chance of winning an NCAA championship, you had to go west. But between Lewis, Loyola, Ohio State, it shows that men's volleyball is being spread out all over the U.S.
Yeah, it's a true point. A few years ago, I remember noticing Lewis and Loyola Chicago had basically drew a fence around sort of the Illinois area. Less players were heading out east of Penn State, less players going to Pepperdine, UCLA, USC. More guys staying home. And if you notice, when you look at the rosters, especially Lewis, you can actually see so many local kids even redshirting, top 10 players, and fab freshmen coming out, but still redshirting, looking at their education, look at the long-term development, and that's a real plus, not just for Lewis long-term, but it shows Dan Friend having a long-term projection for each one of these kids, which is a great thing for a university coach to have.
Definitely, as they look very competitive. Hope to see them do well in conference play and make it to the tournament this year. Coonan hammers a serve there. Epp has to back up. That's Jackson Howe, as good as advertised right now, hammers that ball.
Yeah, full commit block for Lewis. They were anticipating that coming out of the timeout. and Howe is just a little bit higher and a little bit better.
Elias Elser going to check in here. Looks like a double sub for Trinity. Elser, number 6, the brother of Jesse, number 3. He's going to serve. And that is Brody Hofer, going to be the new right side for Trinity. Showing the depth of Trinity here, as Hofer's been with the junior national team, as has Matthias Elser. He's going to hammer a spin serve just long here.
Yeah, he had that 116 wide open, just missed it.
So we'll see the Elser brothers stacked here in area 1. Good blocking lineup for Lewis as TJ Murray goes back to serve. Mitchum up front with Bougie and Intensis. Wow, Jesse Elser unloads on that ball.
Really sharp idea by Lewis, trying to take out the front row power hitter. Camped over for the pipe, first tempo ball on the left side ball, but the young Elser recognizes it, gets it back for the no block set. Easy kill by his older brother.
Jesse hits a hybrid here. Kunin struggles with that one. Out of system here, Lewis. And Hofer and Jackson Howe able to shut down that swing. Look at the Trinity bench having some fun with this one. A lot of smiles over there, rightfully so. There's that read blocking by Trinity. Great press by both Howe and Hofer. Elser with a miss into the nets. Lewis leads 18-17.
A lot of interesting matchups. Benches, setters, middles, left sides. Like it's really interesting, actually. Coaches seem pretty calm.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is good.
Intensis back to serve for Lewis. And that's going to sail long, and we're tied up at 18. Jackson Howe back to serve for Trinity. And passes that. Bougie with the continue high off hands. And Lepke choosing to go with the left there. Managing that set really well.
Fakes the spike with his right, and pushes the ball through off the setter's right outside hand, scores the point.
Great shot of it there by our camera crew. Kunin passing well. Colling chooses to go on 2. Unlucky. He's been a threat all tournament, not afraid to get involved in the offense. And Lewis is going to talk about it here as they now trail 20-18. Late run by the Trinity Western Spartans as they take a lead.
Yeah, it's interesting, actually. We commented about this at the UCLA Trinity game, about small indecisions by the young UCLA setter ended up being big, massive breakthrough moments for the Trinity Westerns in that game. And this was the first moment where we saw the young setter for Lewis sort of do something uncharacteristic, and now Trinity's up 2 points.
And Coach Dan Friend pulling setter calling aside here at the timeout. Coach Brian Johnwick taking the squad into the huddle there, so obviously something that Dan Friend wants to talk about here.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing a first temple ball to Tyler out the gate.
Kunin passing well.
No.
Sent Mitchum on the step around, try to isolate Bougie. He hits to continue off the block. He's going to get a high ball here. Finds it high off hands. What an athletic play by Jackson Howe to keep that one in play. Brody Hofer saves that one. And there is Mitchum hammering that ball into area 1. So fans watching at home, I don't believe we have a sport court rule here. I think the athletes can pursue the ball anywhere they like. Where you see at nationals, provincial, sometimes the athletes aren't allowed to leave the sport court. I believe that's not the rule here. You see Hofer chasing that ball well past the front row. Bougie hits that one long.
I like the risk, though. I like the risk. I think the ball crossed a little too high above the net. Wasn't tight enough. You know, kids at home, you want to serve their, get those spike serves, jump floats tight to the tape. The higher it goes over the net, more likely it's going to sail out of bounds.
We see Epp and Kern return for Trinity as they sub out of the double sub. That's Epp back to serve. Nice hybrid of Bougie. He handles that ball. Mitchum going high off the hands here. Schenko got a big chunk of that, not enough. Kirschner going to sub in for Lewis. He's been the serving sub all showcase. Great shot of Mitchum, how high he is, pulling that ball across his body. Jacob Kirschner going to hit a spin serve here. Lepke hammers that ball, but Intensis with the dig. Kirschner out of the back row, able to recycle his own ball. Kunin tries to cut that. Did he catch him on the way out? Yes, he did. Nice shot by number 9, Ryan Kunin, the red-shirted senior. Kirschner back to serve again.
And Lewis earning another point. Just grit and grime, touching little balls, getting it up in the air. Just the way they always play.
Elser passes that one well. Kern no choice to tip that one. It's set a little bit behind him. Nice recycle there. Lepke with the two-hand volley puts him in trouble. Kirschner tries to dish to Kunin, unable to handle that, just too tight. Trinity gets their lead back as they go up 1, 22-21. Good management by Kern there. Tips the ball that he just didn't really have a lot of options on. Rolls into the block to recycle there. Just shows the skill of these outsides for Trinity.
Well, this could be a tough rotation for Lewis right here.
Lepke hammers one. That's going to earn the overpass. Elster can't take care of it. Nobody to take second ball for Lewis. That one dies. Trinity goes up to 23-21. Lewis going to burn their second timeout.
Yeah, that without a major right side contributor out of the back row, they're going to struggle in that rotation for sure.
I'd like to remind any viewers looking to continue their volleyball careers after graduation, you can get a top-notch graduate degree in the UK while playing volleyball at Northumbria University. So we're getting late in this first set. We've seen a little bit of everything. Nice adjustments by both teams. As you mentioned, tough rotation right now for Lewis. And we got Lepke back for Trinity, who's about to hammer another spin serve.
We're going to see probably two things here. We saw Cohen getting the majority of the balls in this rotation in the previous matches and in previous years. We could see Murray maybe on a little bit of an overload, or maybe that like what we saw before, the 61 with the fast out, or we may see 21 up the gut on the Bic. But my guess is they're going to try to get the ball behind the setter on the serve and go from there.
Nice serve by Lepke to put on pressure on the front row left side Kunin here. He gets his way out of trouble. Hits that shot. You can see Elser, the Trinity front row left side, ducked in here to play shallow, and Kunin burns him on the sideline with that cut shot. I think Trinity got the matchup they wanted. Kind of trapped there, but perfect tempo and height on that set to Kunin. Lowen can't handle that one. Epp able to save it. Shenko able to save that one. Kunin changing the shot there. Epp unable to handle that line ball.
The Lewis bench just exploded. Just exploded after that kill.
That'll force Trinity to take a timeout as it's 23-all. And once, as I mentioned, many predicted this to be the best match of the showcase so far. It is looking that way as we're tied 23 late in the first set. I'd like you to remind everybody to tune in to our Instagram and YouTube channels at the end of each night to catch the Geniac plays of the day, making the best plays both on the court and with your homes. Lewis challenges everything. They're never really out of a set. They've been down by 2 late in this one, but because of their ability just to grind it out and get digs and contest every ball, they're always in it.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge Lewis team. 6'11" middles, big physical outside pin players, competitive libero who touches everything. You know, and the way they train, they prepare for long rallies. They're used to this type of flow. They'll play the same way from the first point of the game to the last.
That setter, Kevin Calling, back to serve. Nice pass by Lowen. What a back row attack from Eric Lepke. Schenko back to serve. Trying to close it out here for Trinity. Nice dig by Kern to come under and get that tip. That's Jackson Howe. All he could do is continue that ball. That's Kunin on the right side for Lewis. He'll cash it in as we're tied at 24. Going to extras already in the first set here.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen Epp lay that ball to the outside instead of going to Howe. He hit Elster on the outside. Cohen on the wrong blocking pin. A little more conservative play might have won them that set.
Kunin puts in a nice serve. Lepke passes it well. They go to Lepke up the pipe. So effective out of the back row. What a shot.
Back-to-back pipes, 2 versions of it. One on the straight, one on the reverse. Middle is doing a great job to establish the linchpin offense.
It's Kern back to serve. Goes with the float at Kunin. A little bit behind the setter. He'll lay it out to Bougie. Trinity able to battle that one off. Elser down the line, takes out Calling. Jackson Howe squats the tip here. Trinity takes it, 26-24. What a joy that was to watch as we're about to start off the second set. Both teams returning the same lineups they started with. We're in for a battle. So many mini situations coming up, so many middles to watch, setters to watch, like you said, benches to watch. There's just so many situations happening right now. Can't wait for the adjustments. One thing we did notice that you pointed out, Intensis for Lewis, the right side, hasn't been getting that much volume, and if you take away an option on your own side, Trinity's blockers just are going to adjust and feast on that. Murray back to serve. He'll hit one out the back, so we'll see if Lewis can get both pins involved here. Ryan Kunin getting a lot of volume there.
Intense is a 5th-year senior, just like Cohen. They both come from a similar region in Wisconsin, played club ball together, came into Lewis same time, redshirted at the same time, and here's his first look.
Kern able to challenge the block there. So steady, the 5th year from Edmonton. There's Jackson Howe with the float serve. Bouger hits that one wide. Trinity goes up 3-0 early on in the second set. Wow. Tyler Mitchum hammers that ball straight down. Great pass by Kunin there. Elser has got him earlier on, but that was just too tough of a ball. That was almost straight down by the big middle red-shirted junior Mitchum.
Wow.
Lepke hammers that ball.
Great pass by Lowen. Controlled it. It was a fast, tight pass, but Epp got it out to the left pin. Really nicely done. Way to manage that ball.
So you see Epp back to serve for Trinity. He's going to spin serve this time. Oh, hits the hybrid. Targeting Kunin again. Schenko able to get the best of Mitchum on that one. So it looks like Trinity wants to target Ryan Kunin, the red-shirted senior. Big left side hitter for Lewis.
Yeah, they may not even be targeting him. They may be even thinking, hey, he's a big offensive option. Let's take him out. So if they serve him, maybe he can't do the pipe as well as pass the ball. So it could be a combination of things that they're thinking, or it could just be simply they think he's, not the strongest passer on that unit. But more than likely is they're trying to take the pipe out, is my guess.
Epp there showing he's got a bag of trips, changes the speed there. Sneaks in the fastball to earn the ace, and we got new hands for Lewis. Ryan Van Loo, the senior, also from California. Showing he's been paying attention. Who else to go to but Tyler Mitchum up the middle. Just to clarify for our fans watching at home, Ryan Van Loo might look small on your screen, but he's actually 6'3", just shows the size of the rest of this Lewis lineup. Nice serve by Bougie, putting them in trouble. Schenko gets up for that one to save the day. Zep had to sprawl and sent that one over.
Pierce with a huge touch. That's 2 stuff blocks for him in 2 rotations.
Eric Lepke has been having a good game from the service line. He's back. Trinity up 7-2. Able to get Van Loo off the net.
Wow.
And Kern takes a swing with that triple block. Gets the best of him this time. We Mitchum back to serve for Lewis as they trail 3-7.
That was a huge block by Tyler just to save this point alone. App came inside, came off his line, picked the ball up. That could have been 8-2 at the technical.
That one sails long. See Jackson Howe coming back, and Schenko will go back to serve for Trinity.
Pierce has just been on fire with his spin serve. All warm up, all game.
The 6'8" fifth year from Alberta. Just misses as he goes for the hybrid. We'll see Van Loo go back and make his first serve of the game.
Yeah, tosses the ball with spin. It's a pretty flat with not much spin. Not sure he meant to do it on purpose, but just missed the line though. Just missed.
Nice serve. Elser handles that one really well. You see Epp take a peek through the net there. They run Lepke on the pipe. Lewis able to control, but I think Jepson would like that one back as he's unable to handle the second contact. Hangs Intensis a little too tight. Jacob Kern to serve for Trinity. They lead 9-4.
Yeah, Lewis has some work to do.
Murray gets an attempt there, hits a continue. Trinity rushes the C ball there. Kern unable to handle it.
Murray was a huge recruit out of Sports Performance out of Chicago. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved on the side-out game. I think he'll always do great jobs blocking, but I think they're going to need him scoring points off the service to make them go to that next level.
See the Lewis bench firing up for Ryan Coonan to bang a serve here. Lowen tries to handle that one. Nice job by Trinity. Elser gets dug down the line. Bouger gets a roll. Lowen camping on that one in 6. And there's that Trinity pipe in transition. They think they got a touch. No one else agrees. Lewis takes that point. And that one sails long. See Jesse Elser back to serve for Trinity.
Yeah, the real trick here is how do you serve aggressively, keep your serves in against Trinity while trying to mount a comeback? If you start missing serves now.
And the tape ace from Jesse Elser. We saw that earlier on in the showcase as well. Trinity up 11-6. It's the hybrid here. Handcuffs Bougie a little bit. Intensis no choice but to continue. Nice shot by Lepke. Jepson able to pick that up. Coonan blasts that pipe out of bounds. So both teams showing they're going to run the fast pipe in transition. And we get a timeout from Lewis as they trail 12-6. Good time to mention that if you're looking over at Trinity's bench, that head coach Ben Josephson, he's not in attendance here at the showcase. He's actually with the women's indoor national team as they prepare for their Olympic qualification. So Ben Ball, 8th year assistant with Trinity, was also player of the year with back when it was CIS, won a couple national championships. He's been nominated for the first chair. Obviously, he's still surrounded by Joel Jansen, the longtime assistant. Adam Schreimer's over there. Jordan Orr. Nick Del Bianco's in attendance. I think if we had a coach's game, Trinity might be the favorite in that one, too.
Yeah, Trinity would be the favorite and probably in the whole entire country. I'm sure the guys from U of A would have something to say about that, but those two would be pretty strong contenders for sure.
As we come back to the floor, we'd like to thank our friends at I-Corn Tax for being proud supporters of the local volleyball community. And we're going to see a sub here from Lewis. Jackson Hickman, the freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, checks in. He'll be the new right side. Subbing in for Dallin Intensis. More assist from the tape there for Elser. Kern with a nice dig. Wow. What a run by Jackson. Hits it off the six-back defender, Kunin.
Yeah,
Still hammered that. Didn't even get a full approach, really.
Yeah, you could see Lowen, the libero for Trinity, telling everybody, get outside, even before the serve was made, anticipating 21 getting the ball, and they were ready to go off that transition.
Bouger with the changeup, finds it. Nice tip into area 3.
Yeah, I think Howe's sort of shaking his head there, like, how did I miss that? 'Cause, you know, he sort of bit in the middle, didn't close. That's his ball to get.
TJ Murray back to serve for Lewis. We see Mitchum back in the front row, hopefully getting something started for the Lewis University Flyers. Lemke hammers that one through the Lewis block.
Yeah, one thing that's really sharp about Lemke there, he sees himself in a tough sort of scenario, knows that the middle has served, has gone to zone 5, just hits a nice easy shot right towards the direction of the middle, makes the middle play the ball.
As if that ball stays up by Trinity. Jepson runs the middle there. Love when liberos get creative like that. And Shenko ends this one. Great run by Ebb. Trinity extends their lead, now up 15-7. Nice step around by Tyler Mitchum.
Mitchum is easily 6'11", and when you look down, he looks significantly taller. He makes the guys that are 6'8" look small.
Yeah, definitely. Shows how well he moves for a big guy jumping off 1 foot there.
Dan Friend's, the coach from Lewis, Dan Friend, his wife is the head coach for the Lewis Women's Flyers team. Looks like he pulled one of her slide techniques out of that last serve receive attempt.
Unlucky by Hickman. His first serve of the game goes into the net. Trinity up 16-8 at the Tech. This technical timeout is brought to you by First Point Volleyball Foundation, proudly growing boys and men's volleyball wherever they see a need. So we saw a battle in the first set, tied at 23s at one point. Trinity just applying constant pressure as they're up 16-8 at the halfway point of the second set.
Yeah, even when things get sort of tight, having Eric Lemke as sort of your cheat code side-out play, no matter what rotation is pretty effective.
Quick peek at the stats. Lepke leading the way for Trinity with 7 kills. Elser's chipping in with 5. Howe's got 4. And on the other side, Mitchum with 6, Kunin with 6, and Bouger with 3. We're about to start up after the Tech. That's setter Derek Epp back to serve for Trinity. Nice hybrid to Jepson. Kunin out of the back row, hammers that one. Too much for Epp to handle.
Yeah, in true Trinity fashion, trapping right at the timeout. Serve the ball to zone 1, pinch everybody into the inside, try to get 3 hands on the ball.
Bouger, one of the better servers we're seeing over the showcase, loves to hammer the spin serve. See if he can get Lewis back into this one. Lowen handles that one. And that's Elser out of the back row. What a pass by Colton Lowen.
One thing I really like about Epp is he's keeping his pipe hitters, the guys, the passing powers in the back row. They're coming on a straight line. They're not doing a lot of extra movement. Wherever they sort of pass, they're coming straight in, so it's a nice, fast back row attack.
Lucky may have rushed himself with that toss there, but he still earns the overpass. Van Loo wins the joust, though. Elser and Shenko have a quick conversation about whose responsibility that is as Van Loo sneaks it through. see Jacob Kirschner, the serving sub for Lewis. He checks back in. He'll hit a spin serve here. Lowen battles that one off. Trinity keeps it alive. And Elser wins that joust from Van Loo. Now 18-10 Trinity. This could be a tough rotation for Lewis with Van Loo in the front. Hickman hasn't really shown that if he can hit the C ball, we'll see if they go to it, but
yeah,
Murray and Kunin stacked over there on the left.
Yeah, he keeps it in play.
Go to Murray, unable to terminate, but he does get the net call from Trinity.
It's funny, they were even thinking about trapping there. They're so convinced that the right side ball is not coming, they're just float serving the front row power to just overload them. Like nothing even really special about that, just kind of keep the ball in play, keep the 8-point lead. And
Alistair with the great hand pass there. Wow. Jackson Howe unloads on that ball. Good to see him hit a variety of sets early on. They've run him behind the setter. He's hit some quicks, and then now they run him into the gap. So we see the double sub for Trinity. T.S. Elser, Hofer's in the front row. Elser hammers that ball, earns the ace. Nice job by the first-year setter.
yeah, starting national team setter for the junior national team. Left Alberta grade 12 to go to the national team full-time center in Ottawa, and really made a lot of sacrifices to make himself better.
Another tough serve. Jepson does all he can to handle that one. And there's Hickman. He's going to earn one off the block. Nice shot by the freshman.
Nice. Nice to see the kid from Arizona get on the scoreboard. Lewis is going to need some offense from that zone 4 and rotation 1, and they're going to need a lot more, out of the back row right and the front row right coming up. So hopefully Mr. Arizona can provide that.
Running back, the bench firing up for his serve. He hits an off speed, and that's enough to beat Lowen. Good time for that. Chooses to hammer that one. Unlucky, goes into the net. Trinity continue with that 8-point lead, 21-13. Jesse Elser back to serve. Hits the hybrid. Jepson battles that one off. All he can do is Bouger on that one. Great choice by Van Loo to force the middle there. I think he saw that Jackson Howe slipped on that one. Nice job by Murray to be an option there.
Yeah, huge fist pump by Murray after that kill, understanding that these guys are still in it. Match isn't over. These guys can win in 5, and they believe it. It's very obvious.
Murray sails that one long.
Yeah, we've got 4 missed serves since Trinity's had an 8-point sort of swing on these guys. So Lewis is doing themselves no favors by missing these serves. They're not taking enough risk, and even though easier serves are going out of bounds.
Nice block by Trinity as Schenko and Hofer close on that one. Once again, eliminating Kunin from the option there. Just going to target with them serve, like you said, not because he's a weak passer, but just to eliminate him coming out of the back row.
Yeah, I think they really respect Kunin, and they're just trying to make him do more than he needs to.
Hickman swinging for hands, didn't get it there. Van Loo trying to get some support there from the other pin. Hickman not going to be able to convert on that one.
Yeah, I think Trinity got lucky on that ball, but.
Kunin passing well. There's Mitch. No, what a scoop by T.S. Elster. Jackson Howe playing 6-back. Nice dig. Good tempo to Brody Hofer. And that one stays in. Lewis with the block.
Yeah, another young setting mistake. Probably should have gone to the left pin there. He had Lemke. Probably could have ended the set pretty early again. But overall, some good risk. A lot of risk, a lot of reward. But I think laying the ball up to the pin would be a better option.
I think the double sub guys love to get their buddy involved as Hofer gets a swing there.
Actually, that's a really good point. The double sub buddies. I like that.
I do love that. Elser called on the foot fault as Tias tries to set up older brother Jesse, but foot fault on the pipe. Lewis battling back. Hickman putting just enough pressure on his serve here. And there's Lepke, the closer. Bangs one out of bounds off Van Loo. Lewis thinks that may have caught Lepke on the way out. Smart disagrees as Trinity takes it 25-16, 2-0. And we're back as we prepare for this third set. Trinity up 2-0. Lewis going to make some changes here. So Hickman's going to stay, came in as a sub. That's a new middle.
Yeah, wholesale change all the way around for Lewis. They've got a big couple games coming up this upcoming weekend. They got King's College out of the Carolinas. Then they got BYU, which is a top 3 ranked team in the United States, very similar to Trinity Western. So they got some reasons maybe to sort of sit down and talk about this first 2 sets. Obviously, the young guys coming in are going to have their hands full with these older Trinity guys, but I think they can push the game, maybe get them back in this, maybe steal a set. You never know.
So we got Joe Kinzinger as one of the middles. The other middle came in wearing 14. That was originally claimed by Intensis. I believe that's Bustamante, who is going to be the second middle. Cole Brillhart, one of the outsides. See Jesse Elser for Trinity starting out with a serve. Kevin Calling returns to set for Lewis, so this will be Brillhart back to serve. I'll have to confirm who the left side is, because that is number 3 in the front row for Lewis. So a little bit of a jersey swap, not matching our program, no problem. We'll play on. Jackson Howe for Trinity back to serve. Nice set by Calling. Hickman takes a swing at that. Here's Sinchenko having a night, though, or an afternoon, I should say.
Yeah, I was talking to Ben Joseph earlier, and he was saying how great his middles were and how focused Pierce was, how Jackson Howe was extremely focused this year and performing at an all-time high for himself. So, Ben's really excited about these guys, and they seem to be excited about themselves, so it's good.
Sweet Kinzinger get an attempt there for Lewis out of the middle. He's going to scoop that one up. Calling lays it up out of the pipe. Brillhart unable to keep that one in bounds. Trinity up 3-1.
We mentioned in the last time we were talking about UCLA versus Trinity last time where they were on the court, we were making comments about, it's hard to be critical about this Trinity team because they put their opponents in so many tough situations. It'd be nice to be critical about Trinity, but actually we don't really have much negative things to say about them. They're playing at a really high level, and they're playing like champions.
So Ontario fans will be treated. They're going to stick around after the showcase. They've got an exhibition game against Brock, and they're going to play McMaster twice in Hamilton before they head back home and start their second semester. As we see Kinzinger with a serve for Lewis. Epp able to cut that one off. Nice set to Kern. Hopefully we'll get a second look at that to see Epp just battle the net. See Epp back to serve. Nice job cutting that ball off, remaining accurate on the set.
The one guy I'm really hoping to see is the Henry Redpole kid out of Saskatchewan, number 12. Big outside hitter, huge recruit for them. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see him today.
What a play by Trinity as Elser fakes the pipe, dishes to Kern.
That's a
Lewis
tough call.
Questioning this one here.
It's a tough call for the linesman having the padded referee stand right where the ball would have been touched potentially.
We got a missed serve. You see Hickman back to serve. Elser handles that well in his hands. Lucky hammers another ball. This time out of the right side up the 5-6 seam.
Yeah, the first 2 sets, Epp came out running an overload style offense. Now he's gone completely to spread with the young guys coming in with a smaller sort of blocking sequencing, maybe weaker servers. he's come out with a spread offense instead, which is very interesting, adjusting immediately.
Nice dig by Kern. There's a nice overload to Elser. Lewis with the slowdown on the block. And that one's called down. Nice shot by Lewis. Big trail 4-6.
Even though we have some young Lewis players on the court right now, they're still going to be playing the Dan Friend Lewis Flyer system. They're still going to have the same fight as the starters. They're just, a little bit younger, a little bit, inexperienced, but they're going to come out and fight. They won't give up.
That one sneaks through. See Lepke go back to serve for Trinity. Nope, excuse me, and Shinko's going to go back. Hybrid serve catches the tape, stays on their side. Makes it 5-7 as Lewis will back to serve. I was waiting for the court announcer to announce who's serving because we both know that's not Intensis, but he is wearing his jersey, so we'll go back with a spin serve. Hammers that one. Lepke tries his best to handle it. They'll set Lepke out of the pipe. Chops that one off the block. And we'll see the double sub coming in here for Trinity. T.S. Elser. Cody Hofer's back in.
That might be it for Kern. I'm not sure if they're going to do the double sub again.
Great serve by Elser. Gets calling by the attack line. Brillhart doing all he can to save that one. Uses the block. Saves that point for Lewis. They're down 6-8. Nice shot by the red-shirted freshman. Great run off the block coverage there. Lowen scoops it up almost like a free ball. Trinity able to dial in and run Jackson Howe out of the middle.
Just effortless jump.
Elser hits the hybrid. Jepson struggles with that one. Lowen and Elser connect on that one, and able to handle it. Hickman earns the kill. Lewis hanging around here, down 7-9.
A little bit decisiveness by Elser. I think he'd like to have that ball back.
That one sails wide into area one for Brillhart. Jackson Howe back to serve. Elser using the option this time to hit out a pipe. What a dig by Matthias Elser. Man, Eric Lepke's a special player.
Yeah. Really nice snap on the ball. Really nice.
Lewis runs the pipe to Brillhart. What a dig by Jackson Howe in 6 back.
Three, squeezing that one through the block. Hofer just a little bit late, establishing the right side block. Traditionally a left side player, but can play on both pins. Just a little bit off the net. Squeezed it through.
Zinger back to serve for Lewis. Get a long rally here. Lefty. Just enough spin on that to get that one to die into 6. And we are going to see the double sub. Epp re-enters for Hofer, and here comes Kern for Matthias Elser. So we believe that's Antonio Rodriguez, the middle for Lewis. He is now wearing the 14 jersey, which means that is Bustamante is the other left side here for Lewis. Got a foot fault for Epp. 9 serving 12. Hickman back to serve. And that one sails long. Lefty back to serve, having a lot of success already from the service line. Off-speed ace. Fools Brillhard on that one.
Yeah, one of the hardest servers in the CIS or U Sports. Just absolutely annihilates the ball. Gets guys on his heels, and it has the touch in the field to drop one in short. Really nice play.
There we see a little bit more speed, but hits that one in the net. And we'll see Bustamante back to serve for Lewis. Elser pulls up off the net on that pass. Kern hammers that into area 1. Nice shot.
Yeah, I think they took them too much line ball on that one, leaving a lot of the cross court open for them. Epp does a good job getting the ball. Doesn't square his hips to 5. Kind of made it a little obvious on that ball.
And we'll see a sub here. Holford into serve. He's going to hit a hybrid. Nice pass by Jimenez. Brillhard handles that one through the block. So a little different mood as we see some lineup changes, but still a battle here as we're almost halfway through this third set. Trinity leading 15-11. Once again, we think that's Rodriguez back to serve for Lewis. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Eric Lepke coming out of the pipe. Paints the back line. Credit to Epp to run that. That was kind of a flat ball from Elser. Still able to keep the team in rhythm. Go into the tech. 16-11 Trinity. This technical timeout is brought to you by First Point Volleyball Foundation. Proudly growing boys and men's volleyball wherever they see a need. Partway through the third set. We do have one more match tonight. The UCLA Bruins will take on the University of Alberta Golden Bears to cap off this Can-Am Holiday Showcase. That'll be a good one. Alberta's looked good so far. UCLA rooting for Cole to get in, a hometown boy. Hopefully see Danon as well.
Yeah, we'd like to see number 3 Cole Kaczynski come in. First sort of day. We saw Knight, number 12, as their sort of their main one of their main passing power hitters. We'd like to see Cole get a chance. I think he could do some damage at that role. He's grown a couple inches since he's left Toronto to go to UCLA, standing around around 6'8". He's obviously been in the gym, looks a lot stronger, more physical. So we'd love to see what he can do tonight against a good Bears team.
Yeah, UCLA bringing 24 athletes. They played twice on the same day, so we saw kind of a split squad. We'll see what lineup they want to go with tonight. They'll have a big test against the Golden Bears. Kern coming out of the technical timeout, misses that serve. Calling back to serve for Lewis. They trail 12-16. Nice serve at Lowen. Forcing the back row, Lefty putting them in trouble. Jimenez with a nice dig. That's Hickman, the right side, finding a seam for Lewis. Lowen handles that one well. Jackson Howe. It's so impressive how high he gets, how fast he gets off the ground.
Yeah, he's got that big kind of a windmill type arm swing as well. It's not as compact as Pierce's, but overall it is impressive, especially where we're lined up along the net, how fast he just pops up in the air, gets to his highest point, and snaps it down.
Jesse Elser back to serve for Trinity. Hammers that serve. Collins got to chase it. That one's out of bounds. And you mentioned Jesse's brother Matthias chose to go to Gatineau at the full-time training center. Jesse made the same decision, kind of forfeiting his grade 12 year to move away from home to kind of commit to being a professional volleyball player. So usually he used to see athletes after the university career go to the full-time training center. Now we have seen some athletes during their high school career go to the full-time training center. It's definitely paying off.
Yeah, I think the addition of Dan Lewis to the full-time training center has created a new sort of opportunity for these high school kids to leave a little bit earlier. Dan does incredible work not only with the university graduates, but he does such a great job building relationships with the young guys, creating trust and making sure they're okay. Dan, a local Ontario product, played Westside volleyball, played Scarborough Solars here his final year, went to the University of Manitoba, played pro. So he kind of has all the different sort of accolades to sort of help guys out. He's been a guy that's left home to go play. He's had to drive 2 hours to practice from the Oakville, Burlington area. So, Dan's a really dedicated guy, and these kids are seeing that and obviously making that move.
Elser back for another service attempt. Trinity's up 18-13. Wow, carves that one into area one. Great touch by Elser.
This summer, Jesse Elser was on the junior national team as it's almost like a backup libero training role. And some of those things that he's done last summer, you can actually see him now with his health coming back. You can see his skill even at a higher level, spending his time at libero this summer.
Uses the hybrid on that one. And Brillhart wins that battle again, using hands once again. So Brillhart showing that he's not afraid to challenge this Trinity block. Lowen handles that one as Epp takes that opportunity to run Jackson Howe up the gut. Great run. He'll go back to serve.
Yeah, Lewis's younger middles are almost read blocking on Howe, which is not going to do you any favors. They're going to have to either commit or they're going to have to get the ball further off the net on first contact.
Great cover by Enchenko to keep that lefty shot alive. Kern gets a good touch, unable to control it and turn that back in. And we'll see Jacob Kirschner re-enter the game. He's been the service sub-utility guy for Lewis the whole showcase. He'll have a chance to come in off the bench and hit a spin serve as Lewis trails 15-20, trying to get something going here in the third set. Unlucky, hits that one in the net. See Epp go back to serve. So Epp, interesting story, started out at the University of Saskatchewan, wanted to play with his older brother in his home province. Once he graduated, he started to look around at his volleyball options and chose to transfer to Trinity. Looks like that move's paying off as he did get an opportunity to go with the senior A team, travel in the summer. Canada having a few injuries on the setting side this year, so Epp got his number called. Adam Schreimer, coach with Trinity, now also got his number called. So Canada is showing some setting depth as we see a replay. Hickman is going to hammer this ball for Lewis.
Yeah, you can early on when Hickman kind of came out, he did look like the youngest guy on the court, and now you can kind of see his potential after sort of warming up, getting some confidence, getting a couple swings. You can actually see he could be a good player.
Trinity answers with a nice middle tack. Pearson Chinko having a game here. Very effective in all phases right now. See Eric Lepke serve. Brillhart tries to handle that one. Pierce again. Wow.
Great job by Epp, keeping his middles close to him in transition, letting their size dictate the tone. Perfect execution by Epp.
Lewis is going to call timeout here. Wow. Great shot of Pierce there. just a reminder, all our fans, we'd like you to tune in to our Instagram and YouTube channels at the end of each night to catch the GNAC plays of the day. Make the best plays both on the court and with your homes. Quick look at the stats. Eric Lepke's got 13, Jackson Howe's got 8, Elster's got 7. Excuse me, I should clarify, Jesse Elster's got 7. And for Lewis, they've made a few changes. Ryan Coonan had 7 before he left the game. Mitchum had 6. We can see as Hickman gets more comfortable, he's already got 5. Brillhart's got 4. So a few changes on the Lewis side, and we see them chipping in. Eric Lepke back to serve again for Trinity. They are up 23-16 as we come into this timeout. Colling gets his hands on that ball. Hickman, nice shot. Better dig by Lowen. Curran with the jump volley. Jimenez got that. Hickman too sharp this time. It's that one wide.
Yeah, it looked like the set was a little bit too far outside the court. Sort of had to hook the ball back inside. I think he'd like to have it closer to the sideline so he could have that line option.
See what Lepke wants to do on the serve if he tries to end it early. As they have match point 24, serving 16. Nice job. And we'll call that one in. Nice call by the linesperson as Kern ends this one. 25-16, Trinity takes it.